Listen to the radio. Harry and Edna's Wireless Show. You heard it from the Three Bells.
What Harry?
And what Edna, and welcome. It's Harry and Edna on the wireless. And not only is it Harry and Edna on the wireless, we've got not Superman, but Supergirl.
The Supergirl to the rescue.
Yes, because unfortunately our guest, which I tweeted out religiously, is not the guest we have because fell poorly.
So get well soon.
Get well soon, young Kerry.
Yeah.
So who's sitting next to us?
So we've got Genie and the Jive Bombers. Well, we have Genie
Just
from
the Genie.
Just the Genie from Genie and the Jive Bombers.
Excellent.
You can call me Rachel if you want to. A lot of people do call me the Genie.
Oh no, we'll stick with the Genie.
I get emails addressed to "Hi Genie." So yeah, it's quite nice actually. I quite like it. Maybe I should just ditch my name and go for Genie.
Because it's sort of more mystique.
It says on my script you're Kerry, so I might refer to you as Kerry.
Yeah. I think you better scroll that out.
I'll forgive you if you slip up.
This huge identity thing going on all throughout the show.
I'm not going to know who I am by the time I walk out.
Yes, and we're doing it not really old school today. Not only are we using 78s as always.
Yes.
But we are using some of these modern devices, which we have to do.
Shiny disc things.
But we've got discs.
Yes, and they shine.
Yeah, and I'm terrified, actually. I haven't done it old school. I haven't run a desk old school for many years. So if we get it wrong...
May the force be with you.
Exactly.
Yes.
But,
no, we should say when we get it wrong, we're really sorry. Let's just set the bar low.
Right, so let me be quick. Who have we got to play next?
See, since we got to just say this quick anecdote, since, as you know, Harry's from up north, and every time we talk about up north, he slips back into his up north accent, and because Hull got City of Culture.
We're the City of
We were listening
Culture.
to the radio, weren't we? And then he was chatting away to the children, and then it was announced that Hull was the City of Culture, and suddenly there comes the accent.
Yeah, accent comes back.
Yeah.
Oh, you're proud of it now, are you?
Yeah. Now you're the City of Culture.
Hull, City of Culture. We bring to the word pikelets, 10 foots, and
it's a whole other language. I'm still learning it.
I must tell you, Rachel, a few times we've been back and I've had to translate. When
your relatives get in full flow, there's sometimes these.
They haven't got accents.
They live in Hull. How can they not have an accent?
Well, yeah, all my family are Geordies, and my boyfriend's Scottish, so yeah.
It's just odd words, and I have to look at Harry and sort of, what are they saying?
No, of course, I'm sure our good listeners in America just don't have this problem.
No. It's like Cockney rhyming slang. There's a whole other northern slang, isn't there?
That's going to get the Twitter telegraph going, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, talking of which,
it's
third track, and I say this because it was our good friend Jeff in Charleston. Watto Jeff has sent us a whole batch of V-discs. And do you remember what V-discs are?
I do.
Enlighten us.
They were tracks that were recorded for the American troops serving over in Europe by the Stars of the Day and sent over
during World War II.
During World War II, to jolly them up.
That's right. So, and he sent us a whole batch.
Has he not sent us a second batch?
No, he's talking about it, and I actually got around because I was so ill and poorly a few weeks ago. I haven't been able to catch up with emails, but I have managed to catch up and said, yes, please send us a second batch. But so if you're listening, Jeff, my mate.
But thanks for asking, Harry. I'm feeling much better this week. I missed the show last week because I wasn't very well. But,
I had to carry on. But anyway, this V-disc, which we're trying to talk about.
Yes.
It's actually somebody I've heard of this week.
But we've heard this track a few times. I love this track.
What ho?
There's a bit of jollity in the studio because Harry's button's just fallen off his sound desk. Are we all right?
Can you hear me? Hello, world. Am I there?
So we had a bit of a panic because Harry's holding a button and we don't know where it belongs. Belongs to something important.
It's my mic.
Oh, is it?
It's my mic.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to do the whole show yourself.
Oh, no, tragedy. Anyway, we're here with Genie from Genie and the Jive Bombers. Jive, I knew I would...
You did say
I tried so hard.
You did warn me that you might do that.
I've tried so hard to concentrate as well. Genie and the Jive Bombers.
Yeah.
So, Genie.
Yes.
Genie/Rachel/ Genie. Are you happy if we refer to you as Genie?
You can call me Genie.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about the band?
Mm-hmm. Okay. We're a 7-piece band. When I first started this and got the idea to do it, I wanted to combine my love of vocal harmony with my love of 40s music. So, but I also knew that I didn't really want to go down the Andrews Sisters road.
Yeah.
So what we tried to do was in the vocal arrangements with the 4 singers, we have instead of all singing all at the same time in harmony, we tend to do brass parts and things like that as well.
Wow.
So I do most of the arrangements. Nikki, one of our other lovely singers, does some of the arrangements too. And so we arrange the vocals into the 4-part harmony, and then our lovely, amazing guys, drums, bass, and double bass and piano, do their magic. And there we have it. So
the girls' voices sort of mimic. Is that what you mean? Mimic brass instruments?
When we first started, we didn't know whether we'd end up sort of how that would work, whether we'd end up sort of doing trumpet impressions, but we kind of haven't gone down that road.
Right,
it just doesn't work like that. Hopefully you'll hear what I mean.
Yeah.
We also didn't know whether we'd end up doing our own stuff or whether we'd just do traditional, vintage 40 stuff, and we've ended up doing a right mixture.
So what is the sort of genre of music that you follow, that you perform?
I mean, I would say that it's 40s inspired rather than traditional, you know, because what we do, a lot of the things we do as well, is take songs from other decades and give them that twist.
Okay.
So a song from the 80s sounds like it's from the 40s.
Oh wow, just because you apply your sound
just swing
to
it, jive it.
So are most songs transferable? I mean, are there songs that you've tried and you've just thought, no way,
there are.
Just not work?
I've been challenged to do certain songs. A friend of mine, one of the girls in the group, Bex, she challenged me to do a Bob Marley song.
Okay.
And I was like, no, can't be done. I can't do it. And she said,
just
no, really,
words,
please do it. No, just because of the style, just the feel of it. Mm-hmm. So I had a go and we did it. So we now do Could You Be Loved?
Oh, brilliant.
In our own style. The other thing we love doing is mashing songs up together. So we do a version of Minnie the Moocher, mashed up with Cameo's Word Up from the 80s. Yeah, so
I bet that's interesting. Do people sit there? Do you see their reaction?
Yeah, that's what I love. Is when the penny starts to drop, you get past the Minnie the Moocher bit, and they know that bit.
Yeah,
and then they start going, "Oh, I recognise this," and then you see their faces go, "Oh yeah, I love it."
So for those that might not necessarily know what mashing up, that's sort of merging two songs together. You're so
down
hip
with
and
the kids,
trendy.
aren't I? Oh my goodness, listen to me.
Just,
and
those
back in the day we used to call it a medley. But yeah, it's basically it's gluing two songs together, so it sounds like one song. But, so it's got the same rhythm, same vibe all the way through, but it's actually two different songs.
So do you do chorus of one, verse of another, or do you just literally line by line fuse them
some
together?
of them we do verse, chorus, then into the other song, and then back out of that into a verse of the first song, and it kind of depends.
So is that something you have to rehearse and do the same every week?
Yeah.
Every performance. You can't sort of then just mix it up as you sing.
Our arrangements are quite they're very specific.
So you can't throw each other off the trail by somebody starting to sing something.
No,
else.
they're very structured. They're very structured and quite complicated, some of them. But the only place where we can kind of go wild is if we're playing with the band, because we actually we play with the band, but we also have recorded the band so that we can go out as a four with the backing tracks. Musically, it's not our favourite thing to do, but it's made us more accessible.
Yeah,
and
I guess,
so hopefully that will then generate work for the whole band too. Because people will love it. So, the guy, the only time that they can really go wild is in the instrumentals, in the solos, but everything else has to be pretty structured.
Oh, right.
So yeah.
So is there any songs that? Do you find that there's sort of a preference for the older song or the new song? Do people like the fact that you sing more modern songs in that style?
I think they do. I think we get a really good reaction. People who've seen maybe a clip of maybe one song might liken us to like the Andrews Sisters or something, because that's their point of reference.
Yeah.
That's that one song that's made them think that, and I can totally understand that. But I think when people see the rest of what we do, that it's actually It's entertaining, and it's not just one thing. I think we've created something that no one else is doing.
Yeah. Certainly when
I'd like to think, anyway.
Yeah. And I guess so from, people think they're sitting there listening to a traditional type concert, and then they get this fusion of modern songs. Especially when
I think because it's all got the same vibe, it's all got the same feel to it. So if you like the first song, there isn't really any reason why you won't like the fourth one or the eighth one. I think because we've got a general feeling, and I'd like to think that we've actually, we've got a sound for ourselves now.
I just wonder if people sit there and they go, "Oh yeah, I love the Andrew Sisters track," and then they sit there and think,
"Oh, I'm not sure about this one.
That sounds a bit like Bob Marley," but they can't really
put their finger on it.
Because it still sounds like brilliant. So we're going to have a listen to your first track of the evening, which is Undecided, but there's a little story behind it, which I think we'll come to after we've heard the track.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, no problem.
So this is Genie and the Jive Bombers.
What ho?
Lovely. Wasn't that brilliant? So there's a little bit of a story to Undecided.
Yeah, we decided once we got our lovely backing tracks from our lovely musicians, we decided that it would be fun to go busking in London. And realising that you need a licence to busk most places nowadays, we thought, well, if we don't actually busk for money, we just have a sing, then we'll be all right. We were on the train on the way from Hitchin to London, and we caused a bit of a stir with what we were wearing, all dressed the same and with headscarves and things, and but being British, nobody spoke to us.
No, they still stare.
Yeah, they just all sort of buried in their iPods and things. But this lovely American man, American couple sat behind us. He was very keen to chat to us and talk to us all about it, and then started videoing us. And I said, well, if you're going to film us, then let's sing you something proper.
That's brilliant.
So we got the backing track on the go, and we sang Undecided.
Oh wow!
And he videoed it. He put it on YouTube. And I sort of asked a few friends to share it. Yeah. And a friend of mine, Sharon, sent it to a page called Spotted on the Train.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, and they posted it on their Facebook page. Yeah. And it just went bonkers.
Oh,
it's just been so brilliant. So many people sending us lovely messages. And it's been really great. So, so Undecided it had to be the title of our EP. It's become quite a special little song for us.
So, what was the reaction of other people on the train? Were they?
Well, they didn't. They didn't. Yeah, they were. They were quite intrigued by it. They didn't do a lot at the time, but what you don't see on the video clip is we got a huge round of applause from the whole carriage, which was so lovely because you think, oh, we're really just getting on people's nerves. Yeah. But no, everyone was lovely, but people didn't really like to say a lot at the time. Yeah. But you can see in the video, it's like, what's Nikki doing? And she's actually handing people business cards because they're asking who we are, and so she's handing out our number to people. Yeah. And so it was really lovely. Yeah, it was straight in the pocket. I was like, well done, Nick. Yeah. I didn't think to do that.
So how long have you been going together as a group?
When was it first born? Yeah. It's probably about 3 years.
Sorry.
It's probably about 3 years, but sort of the way it is at the moment, I would say it's just really happening this year. Yeah. Us girls have been together singing. We've been, we've been building it up. And I think we've finally kind of found our place. Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes you've just got to feel your way, haven't you, to see where you settle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we started out playing with different musicians, which was great at the time. It worked at the time, but it got to the point where, you have to start... When you start to realise where you're going and what sound you want to make and what works and what doesn't. Yeah. And just, I was lucky to be introduced to somebody new who then did all our band arrangements, and it's just taken off since then, really. It's been really lovely.
Does it feel very different when you sort of sing with a band behind you? To an EP. It. Do you just get more of a vibe from what they're playing?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, the backing tracks are all right. Yeah. But they are what they are. Yeah. And for me, I'm quite terrible at coming in the right place and things like that, because I get lost in the music and just love going, yeah, this is great, go around again. Oh no, it's a backing track, you can't. So yeah, the first time we played with the backing tracks was a little bit scary for me because it's like you have to come in at a certain point, so it's not ideal. But I would always choose to play with a band.
Do you just get more energy from them?
Oh,
Is that
absolutely.
Just sort of enliven the performance?
Just to feel them there behind you and just looking at what they're doing and solos and the whole vibe's completely different. It's great. I love it.
So it sort of gives you a completely different energy when you're playing with the band.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I love it.
Go on then, Harry. You do.
No, I'm sulking.
Why?
Because I was going to do all my bit and you've not sticking to the script, and I'm so.
Do you know what? I'm so sorry. I'm a bit of a waffler.
It was just we've worked it out. No, you haven't. So what I think we should do.
We're still not good at hand signals, are we?
I was really completely ignoring you, Harry. I'm so sorry. Were you trying to get my attention?
I was busy talking to you.
Yeah.
I think we're in such
Harry.
a Genie and the Jive Bombers world. Perhaps we should just slide into another track.
Okay,
I like
let's
what you
do
did
that.
there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there, Harry.
Yeah, so what track shall we play then?
Do you know, I think Slide would be fantastic.
What ho?
I've put all your mics up, so I just want to quickly ask. So you're Mrs. I'm New Technology then, if you're doing these YouTube clip things then? You're embracing the silicon world.
I'm having to embrace it all, yes. I've got the hang of Facebook. I'm a bit scared of Twitter. People keep saying, "Do you have a Twitter account?" No.
Well,
but I will. I know the Jive Bombers. We really need to kind of embrace this modern stuff. And thanks to Glenn, our lovely American friend, and I must actually write to him and thank him because it's just been brilliant. The sound and everything, I think, on the type of camera he was using, it was just really lovely.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah. So. I am embracing it, yeah. I think Excellent. You have to, don't you?
You do, because do you know you could in fact do hashtag Harry and Edna at this very moment?
No, can you?
You can, through the power of the Twitter Telegraph. Because I get incredibly lonely, but also the show is, although we're broadcasting this live, it is actually recorded, and then you can listen to it over and over again by going to harryandedna.co.uk and click on the tab that says wireless. In fact, and this and all the other previous shows will be online for you to enjoy, which also means you could hashtag Harry and Edna on Twitter at any time because it comes to our personal account and we'll say what-o or whatever it is you do. Tweet, I assume.
I leave that up to Harry.
You've just given me one good reason right there why I should get on Twitter. Really.
Yeah, see
yes,
that?
Yes.
That should be the very first thing you do when you leave the studio now.
Yes, go tweet.
I say
yes.
tweet, Harry and Edna. What ho?
I've got to say something.
Go on then.
While we're off air, did someone say the word 8-track?
Yes.
That was me.
Is that... Well,
do you even know what an 8-track is?
No, that's why you've lost me.
It's just the means to record 8 different voices at once.
Oh, I see.
Well, not just voices.
But it's old school. It's on tape, isn't it?
Mine's digital.
What, those big reel things?
No, I don't have a reel-to-reel at home.
Oh, okay.
But I did.
But to me, 8-track is old-fashioned. I thought you were you're doing it all on tape, doing it analogue, doing it old school.
Well, I'd
if
love
that's
to
the correct
say that I
modern
was hanging on to that vintage vibe, but no, I'm sorry, mine is a digital 8-track.
Oh, okay, not
what on laptop?
You've got it's separate to my laptop. It's got like a memory card in the side of it. It's all very high tech.
Wow,
it just allows me to sing my voice lots of times over, so I can do my arrangements.
Do you sometimes go, wow, I sound amazing, I'm just going to leave all 8 parts of my voice in? Is that really tempting?
Well, weirdly, it actually sounds better when other people sing it.
Oh, right.
I know, you'd think that, wouldn't you? Oh,
Yeah.
It's all me. Yeah. No, because actually, it does actually sound better with different voices.
So let me see. So you write the theme tune, you sing the theme tune.
I do. And one day I'll get paid for it as well, hopefully.
One day soon.
One day soon, please.
Because, funnily enough, Slide you wrote yourself.
I did.
What gives you inspiration to write songs? Do you just kind of go, "Ooh, I'm just seen an incident or I've heard something on the news," and it just kicks off some sort of process in your head and
I think
lines,
like
words?
most people, it's normally about things that are going on in your life and, somebody, a friend or a boyfriend or, anything like that. And a lot of the time musically, I tend to get little riffs in my head, like... the intro to Slide, I just kind of got that that I'm normally sort of sat in a car park or something, just about to do shopping, you know, and I'll get an idea for a song, and it'll go around in my head, and then I get my phone out and start recording myself singing it. Yeah.
How do you
I get little snippets. I get snippets of it,
right,
and then go, oh yeah, that would be good, and then I might have a section missing for a while where I haven't quite got that bit yet, and then I'll come back to it.
I just have visions of you going around the supermarket with your phone, going.
Yeah, it's probably
Brilliant.
been seen, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you write the tracks, and is it a long process? I mean, are we talking days, weeks, hours, or does it really depend on how strong the material is?
Well, I mean, I've only just started writing. I've done 3, and an arrangement of Bexy has written one as well. And she wrote it, gave me the melody. We sat down together, and she gave me a few ideas about how she wanted it to sound.
Yeah.
And then I went away and layered all the vocal harmony over the top of it.
Wow.
And that's how we work. And then went back to her and said, "What do you think?
Yeah.
I like that bit. Not sure about that bit.
Yeah.
You know." And then we work like that. But when I do my own, they happen really quickly. Surprisingly, but
do you sometimes have to go, oh, this is sort of not necessarily controversial, but do you have to sometimes disguise things a little bit? I mean, would you sort of, if there was a situation that occurred that you thought that's really fantastic, material, yeah, but they might get upset if I write about that.
Oh no,
you just go for.
Oh no, you just pretend that that's not what it's about.
Oh, I saw it on the news. Honest.
Yeah. That was my friend who lives in America.
It's very similar to our situation, but it's definitely not.
Yeah, oh no, it's definitely nothing to do with you. No.
Do you ever? Are you quite critical of yourself? Do you sort of write things, or do you accept everything you write, or do you try and be critical and say?
Well, I think years ago when I used to try writing songs, I always used to think that it was never good enough, and it always sounded cheesy, and it was always, oh, somebody else has already said that at some point.
Yeah.
You know, I think you get to the point in music where pretty much everything's been said, and every note pattern and formation has been played anyway.
Yeah.
So I think you've just got to go for it.
Do you? So how do you girls, when you get together with new material, how do you work out the parts? I mean, is it something you've already?
Yeah, it's a structured arrangement. So I could do it with notation, writing it down, but it's no point. We all learn things by ear a lot easier. So I do it. I record my arrangements, and then split the parts up, and the girls all learn it by ear, and then we come together and we sing it. Is
that because doing it by ear, because you sing so close, you have to know, or be able to distinguish each other by sound anyway?
Well, it's partly to do with reading music.
Right.
2 of us read music and the other 2 don't.
Oh, so I just wondered if you, because you're singing, because you're so close, you've got to know what each other's sounding like, because you sit so closely together.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I just think it just works for us. Yeah. It just works that way. Yeah,
but that's brilliant that you work so well, so closely together.
We do work really well together.
But this is I think we're going to another track that you wrote yourself.
I did.
And we thought, since we're drawing closer to Christmas, we'd get a little bit festive here. I know it's a bit early, but hey, Christmas
particularly when you're
soon.
listening to the Listen again on
and it's in the middle of July.
What ho?
We had it for real in the studio.
But talking about the festive period, we're going to be doing a little something special on the radio closer to the big day itself.
I know, we're doing our Christmas special where we get to play all those really lovely vintage Christmas tunes, except one that we can't play, which is one of our favourites. But we're back with Genie, because you're the star of the studio tonight. When you got together with the girls, how did you get together? How do you pull together sort of singers that are...
how do you do that?
Vocally sort of similar?
Well, we've all got very different voices, but I think because the original idea came from me and Nikki Nightingale. We chatted about the idea of doing it many moons ago, and we'd sung in bands together for years. We used to sing in a vocal harmony group together. That's how we met, and I talked to her about this idea, saying I really want to do it. I want to combine the 2 things that I love here and see if we can actually pull it off. So we started, and then became friends with Bexy, who lives over the road from me, and she was the one that really pushed me to do it as well. She said, you know, this thing that you want to do, I really want to be in it. Will you audition
wow.
me?
Yeah.
And at that point, we were sort of fairly new friends, and I had no idea whether she was capable of it at all.
Yeah.
So we had a sing through, and I went, yep.
Wow.
And so then we were looking for number 4. And Nikki got chatting to Ruthie, who is in Nikki Runs a Choir, and Ruth was one of the girls in the choir, and got chatting to her about it. And Ruth said, do you think Rachel would let me audition?
Oh, wow.
And so she came over, and that was it, 4 of us.
So did you all have a love of vintage music, or is it something that you were determined that you wanted the group to do?
For me, for me, it's all my loves in one package.
Yeah.
Bexy loves her vintage stuff too, but I think it's really the love of the harmony.
Yeah.
With the girls, you know, it's not. I wouldn't say we were all living the dream. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I've got a big roll in the front of my hair with a big pink streak in it. You know? I'm living the dream.
We'll get a snappy of that before the end of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, it's kind of my thing anyway. I wear a lot of vintage clothes and that kind of thing. But yeah, I think the girls love it more for just the harmony and just being in the band. It's great.
So are you swaying them towards vintage, do you think? Or do you see the odd thing creeping in, the odd little flower, the odd
waking something up in them?
Yeah.
Going, oh, all of a sudden I'm wearing a flower in my hair that I never used to wear.
I really like that retro style.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we'll come back in a few minutes and then we'll get the last little bit in, because obviously we have to talk about how we get hold of you guys.
Yeah.
What ho?
Jeannie, we must talk about how we get hold of you.
Okay.
How do we get hold of you?
You can ring me.
Okay.
You can email me.
And
do you know, I think the best thing to do actually is probably to like our Facebook page, because at the moment that's the thing that's being updated the most. We do have a website. It's kind of in the process of being updated, and we need to put in, you know, it's like painting the fourth bridge, isn't it? When you think you've finally done something, and then you realise that your tracks are 2 years old, and you need to get it all done. So website will be updated, but the best thing to do is to like us on Facebook, because that is the thing that I update the most, and it's the most current. So if you want to know where we're playing, if people want it for free, you can come for free to come and see us. So if anyone was interested to see what we're like live, then
come along.
They can do that.
But all your events that you're appearing at will be on your Facebook page.
Yeah, anything public we'll be putting on the Facebook page.
And that's Genie and the Jive Bombers.
Genie and the Jive Bombers. Jive Bombers, all one word.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And website? Do you know that?
genieandthejivebombers.co.uk.
Perfect. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And do check out the Facebook page, Genie and the Jive Bombers.
Yes.
Because we've liked it.
We have.
Hooray!
Yes, because you can find us as well.
I like you too.
Let us like. Let's see if we can try and get our likes up to double figures. Would be nice for us, wouldn't it? Really?
Ours is creeping up. We're nearly at 400. Yay!
401 now.
Oh, yeah.
But sadly...
Oh, it's that time again.
Well, it's nearly that time. I'm just having to pad it out just for those few vital seconds.
Oh, yeah.
But it is that time when I do have to go and say at some point in my life it's time to go tinkety-tonk.
And it's a toodle pip from me and...
Oh, and cheerio from me.
And what's the website?
Genie and the Jive Bombers.
And it's Genie with a G.
Yeah, like a genie in a bottle.
As in you rub it.
Yeah, rub the lamp.
As a kazam and boom and...
Yeah.
We're in that season already, aren't we?
Yeah, it's great. It's all gone a bit panto in the studio.
Yeah, I was trying to think of...
Oh, no, don't start thinking.
No,
It's dangerous.
What's the genie called? I can't...
In Aladdin?
Yeah.
What's the genie called in
Not
Aladdin?
the genie, the other...
Oh, no, don't start this.
Hashtag Harry Edna.
What's Harry trying to think of? Because we don't know.
And then we'll answer that. Answers next week, answers on the postcard.
Yeah.
Anyway, toodle peep, everybody. Bye-bye.
What ho?